for me, and I think for all of us would have to agree, it's about damn time. Heim time going full time. Corey Heim finally gets a full time ride with 2311. In the initial announcement, it was announced that he'll race the 35. Hamlin clarified later that they're undecided on a number, so it might be the 35, might be the 67. Maybe Corey Heim gets a choice of his own number. Maybe he'll pick a different number or something like that. We'll have to see. So number is not official, but he will be racing the third 2311 car, which leaves Riley Herbst without a ride. Riley Herbst rumored to go to Legacy. I think Riley Herbst has proven this year that he is a Sunday guy. He's a Cup Series guy, so maybe he lands on his feet at Legacy or somewhere else, because I've definitely seen some heavy improvement. He's improved so much this season. He's having not an amazing year, but he's having a lot better of a year than he had last year. He's actually shown some speed in a couple places, so good on Riley. But if you're choosing between Riley Herbst and Corey Heim, Riley Herbst, I think the high end potential for Riley Herbst is that he ends up having. I think the ceiling for Riley Herbst is that he wins a couple of Cup Series races in his career, maybe even gets into the double digits. Maybe he gets like 10 or 15 races in his career. I think that's the ceiling for Riley Herbst, while the ceiling for Corey Heim is a Cup Series champion. And I don't think there was much of an argument to be made for that. You have to pick Corey Heim in this scenario, and that's what Hamlin, Michael Jordan, and everybody over at 2311 had decided, that they're going to be going with Corey Heim for the future. So Corey Heim racing full time in 2027 for 2311 Racing. And I want to get the boys' thoughts on two things, and I'll start with Tyler on this one. Tyler, Heim time going full time. How do we feel about that at 2311? And what is in the future for Riley Herbst? I personally think that he is a Cup Series guy. He is a Sunday guy. I don't think he's ever going to compete for a championship or anything like that, but I could see him getting a couple of wins in his career. I can see him being competitive. Maybe Legacy is in the future for him. What are your thoughts on Corey Heim and Riley Herbst in this silly season chatter?
When it comes to Heim time, it's about damn time because we've been waiting entirely too long. So that guy is a Cup Series champion 100%. He is going to do amazing things once he gets settled into that car. No doubt. When it comes to Riley, it's hard, man. He's never gotten a real shot, it feels like. He feels like he's always gotten the worst car in the like even he might be on a decent team, but it's still gonna be the worst car in the garage. So like I don't know. It's hard. It's very hard. He's got talent. He definitely has talent. I think front row motorsports is a death sentence to anybody. I want or so hopefully he doesn't end up there. I mean, if he ends up with Legacy, that's probably going to be the only spot that he actually ends up doing anything, and that's if Legacy gets the funding that they're supposedly going to get. So I don't know, man. It's a hard one. He's betting on a lot of things to go his way.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. I know he has the sponsorship backing, of course, with Monster Energy, Terribles, his family's gas station chain. They're getting more involved as well. It seems like so he definitely has some sponsorship backing. So he has the money, he has the funds. I expect him to be a full time driver in the Cup Series next year. I don't know if that's gonna be with Legacy, could be with Front Row. There's even possibility of Spire Motorsports being an option. Maybe even RCR. Who knows? I think there's a couple of options that could potentially be on the table for Riley Herbst. All I know is, if you asked me last year, I would say Riley Herbst is not ready for the Cup Series, this, that, and he wasn't. He wasn't ready last year, but he has proven this. He's obviously worked very hard on his craft. He has great teachers to teach him. Obviously, he has Tyler Reddick, who's probably the most, other than maybe Larson and Bell, probably the most well-rounded driver in all of NASCAR. Bubba Wallace, who's a very talented driver in his own right, especially at the super speedways and the D-shaped ovals. He's very talented at those tracks. And then Denny Hamlin, who's currently the best driver, best NASCAR driver, I should say, in our sport right now. He's having a great year. So he has a lot of people to teach him, and he's obviously picking some stuff up. He's been going into the Toyota Sim, and he's just looked so much better this year, and I've been very impressed on what he's been able to do personally. And I want to get Corey's thoughts on all this. I think we all feel the same way about Corey Heim, Corey, that Corey Heim is finally going full time. It's about damn time. I think we all kind of feel the same about that. So give me your thoughts on Corey Heim, what you maybe expect from him over the next couple of years. And then what are your feelings on Riley Herbst? What do you think potentially is in the future for Riley?
1,000% going to repeat exactly what you guys said. Well deserved. Time has deserved this ride for a while. It should have been Zilich or Heim for Rookie of the Year this year. Instead, we already know Rookie of the Year this year and Rookie of the Year next year. So, yeah. But well deserved. I think he said he wanted the number 25, but he realized that that was unavailable.
Hmm.
So, I think now they're just like basically 35 or see if he wants something different is what he said in the conference. But yeah, well deserved. I'm can't wait to see it. I think he wins at least I think he wins one race in his rookie year. He's been
Easily.
in the top 10, leading some races. Like he's been incredible in the small amount of starts he's had and doing it as a rookie. Like I'm just going to say as a rookie, right? I know he raced some last year, but he's still basically a rookie to this series and he's in the top 10, top 5. That is like unheard of, especially if you like see Zilich right now. Zilich can't even fight for the top 10 right now. Not, and that's nothing against him. And that just shows you how good he is and how good that 2311 equipment is, especially with Toyota having such an advantage right now. But then going to Riley Herbst, man, it's like a 180 from the Heim story because what this is third year in the Cup. He's 27th in points. He has one top 10. There's definitely been an improvement from last year and the year before, but it's just not enough. And I'm not talking bad about Riley at all. Just it's not enough. You can't be in that equipment and be that far off from everybody else in that equipment, especially when Heim is part time and out racing you and outperforming you. It's not a knock on him and his skill or anything else. It's just it's not enough. And you have a bunch of people on Saturday that are trying to be racing on Sunday with Corey Day, Jesse Love, and there's some more on their way up. Like you're just creating a clog if you don't figure it out. So, I mean, I think he is showing potential to earn another ride next year. I think Legacies seems like it's going to happen, but to be honest, right now, until Riley gets a top 5, like it's, I don't think he deserves it right now. And that's just being just based off results. Just based off results. You got to finish races.
Yeah, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more, Corey. And Riley Hurt, and every driver is different. Some drivers pick it up quicker than other drivers. Like I was talking not all that long ago, earlier on in the show, about Shane Van Gisbergen and Marcus Ambrose. I felt like that they're both kind of on the same path. They have both very similar skill sets, but obviously Shane's picking it up a little quicker than Marcus Ambrose and how quickly he picked it up. You can kind of put Juan Pablo Montoya in that same sort of vein as Marcus Ambrose. They weren't quite able to pick it up as quickly as Shane. Well, Heim's quickly picking it up. He's a natural talent. He's more of a natural talent. Some people are more natural talent. Some drivers need more training and need to work harder. Because remember Riley Herbst when he was racing in the O'Reilly Series or the Xfinity Series at the time. Those first couple of years in the Xfinity Series, he struggled with Joe Gibbs Racing. He struggled with Stuart Haas for a number of years, and I think a lot of us thought at that time is like he's only here because of his family, this and that. He's not really that good. He's not that talented. Blah blah blah. But eventually he figured it out and he started winning races. Like he won Vegas, he won at the Brickyard. He started winning races. He started being competitive and stuff. So I think Riley Herbst is just one of those drivers that needs a longer leash. He needs more time. And that's one thing I've always harped about when it comes to Daniel Suarez. Like Daniel Suarez, one of my favorite drivers. I think he's one of the more talented guys, but he needs just more time. He needs time. He needs time. And anytime he begins to get comfortable in a situation, he ends up getting shipped off to another race team. And hopefully Riley Herbst doesn't lose a lot of that momentum. The fact that he is going to be still with Toyota, possibly with Legacy, I think that could potentially be really good for him because he's not going to be working with the exact same people, but he's going to have some overlap, like being in the sim and all this and that. He's going to have some similar things. especially if he stays at Toyota. I bet Denny and Reddick and Bubba and all of them would still be down to help. Of course, then he goes over to Legacy, and look at the help he could potentially get over there. You got Jimmy Johnson. Obviously, Jimmy Johnson has never been good in this generation of cars, so you can't really give him a bunch of advice on how to be good in this car, but he can teach him how to be a good driver and how to be smart in the race car. Eric Jones, I consider Eric Jones to be the most underrated driver probably in our sport. I think he's very talented. John Hunter, I think he's very talented in his own right as well. He still needs time to grow himself. John Hunter, very similar to Riley Herbst, I think, in that aspect where he just needs more time to develop, more time to grow, more time to get used to this car. So I think Riley Herbst has a potential future. I don't think he's ever going to be a championship contender in the Cup Series. I don't think he's ever going to go that far. But I can see him winning races in the Cup Series. And last year, if I said that, you would have had to put me in a mental hospital because he just looked horrible last season. And this season, obviously, he's been the worst driver at 2311. Even when Heim is out there, Heim is outperforming him. But I've definitely seen a step up this year. And in a couple of races this year, he's looked like he can get a top 5, look like he can get a top 10 in a couple of races we've seen this season. But let us know your thoughts in the comments. How do you feel about Heim Time finally going full time with 2311? What number do you think he might race? He could race the 35, could race the 67. Maybe he picks a different number. We'll have to see on what number he may race. And also, let us know your thoughts on Riley Herbst, not just as a driver, but what do you think his future is? Think he goes to Legacy next year? Maybe he goes back down to O'Reilly. Maybe he races for RCR. Who knows? Who knows where he ends up? But let us know your thoughts in the comments.